What's going on, guys? I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So we're here at day 1 at Astronomicon 7.
We're going to walk around. We're going to try to get some interviews. We're going to try to meet some people and have a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So am I. What's going on, guys? So we are here with the amazing Amelie McLean. Amelie, how you doing?
Good.
So you guys have seen her on the channel a couple times. So the last time we were talking about Terrifier 2, what's life been like since Terrifier 2 for you?
Well, since the actor strike and the writer strike, I have not had a lot of new auditions and things like that. But hopefully soon I will start to be having them. I've been focused on school, stuff like that. I'm super excited for summer. School's about to be over. I have my finals and stuff like that. So, yeah.
So it's good that you're still, that's the number one priority,
yes.
Absolutely. Now, with these conventions, how does it feel for you doing these conventions and having people coming up wanting to meet you?
I love doing the conventions. It's my favorite thing ever. I don't know, I just love meeting all the fans, and they're all so sweet. And it's just, it makes me really happy that people get excited to see me. And yeah, the whole fan base and the whole horror community has been super sweet. So I love doing the conventions.
And the good thing is people want to meet you because you're such a genuine person, and the character that you play, the little pale girl especially, which is the first of so many horror icons I feel like you'll be playing, is such an icon up there with Art. People talk about you, they talk about Art in the same sentence. What's that feel like for you being at such a young age to be such an icon in the horror community already?
It's crazy. I did not expect it at all, and I don't know. I did not know that the movie would make it this far when I started out, when I auditioned for it. So it's just so crazy that it made it this far, and I'm so happy that it did. And I can't believe that I am this young and being able to have this opportunity.
Well, as people that have known you for a couple years now, we're so proud of you. Your trajectory going upward has been absolutely amazing to watch from afar. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
What's going on, guys? We are here with the beautiful Heather Matarazzo. Am I saying that right?
You are.
Okay, awesome. How you doing today?
Good. How about you?
I am doing very well. So since the release of Scream and all the other things you've done, whether it be Hostel, things have really exploded in the horror world, and conventions have really become a really big thing. What's it like for you to come to these conventions and have these people so excited to become a part of your life?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's as somebody that is borderline agoraphobic, getting to come out a few times a year and just commune with my fellow misfits means the world to me.
Well, and here in Michigan especially, the weather's always changing, and it's not a very hot spot for horror. So has Michigan been treating you all right since you've been here so far?
Yeah, it's been treating me exceptionally well, so much so I moved here 5 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's amazing.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah, right?
You're the first to get the scoop.
You're one of the people that can do this now. Hey, I live right here.
That's right. Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
So I don't want to get you in any type of trouble or anything like that, but can I get your opinion on the upcoming Scream 7?
I love Radio Silence. I love the franchise. I love Kevin Williamson, and I love Guy. And I know that they have a tremendous respect for Scream as a whole. They have a tremendous respect for Wes Craven and what he got to create, and it's gonna be brilliant. And when you have brilliant people working on something, it's bound to be brilliant.
And I really want to thank you for your time and hanging out with us a little bit. I hope the whole weekend is amazing for you.
Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you. What's going on, guys? So I'm here with Terrance. How you doing?
Doing fine, how are you?
So I'm doing very well. I'm in awe. You can see all these names right here. These are all handwritten. So what got you started in doing horror art?
I made movies in the past. I wasn't going to make a lot of money on it. And I was always passionate about art anyway. I didn't think I could make any profit for it. So I just took my illustrations to it. I started in 2002, so I've been drawing my whole life. So it's 22 years I've been doing that. I've done every Astronomicon. I did work for Twisted. I did 2013 to 2018. I had some Tinder t-shirts. I've been out there and do a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah, and the good thing is, guys, I have all of his links down in the description. So do you send out all over the United States?
Yep, we ship everything out of the office. We're always doing custom work. We're always doing, people want something done, drawings, some logos,
This is amazing, man. So I'm going to be getting in contact with you because I know we're going to Make sure you guys are checking out those links in the description.
Thank you guys.
You can do custom work as well.
Yes.
So get a hold of him. Make sure you're checking those links out. Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm here with the amazing, the legendary Jamie Kennedy. Jamie, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. It is such an honor to be here with you. And I've always wanted to ask, because your character unfortunately didn't make it past Scream 2, but he's still one of the most iconic characters in the whole movie. What does that feel like for you?
Very fortunate. I love it. I mean, I'm just blessed to be part of something so unique, so original, and stands the test of time. It's incredible.
And you go from that, and then you have these other movies like Malibu's Most Wanted, where everybody to this day is still quoting this movie everywhere they go. We still get a lot of those. What's it feel like to be such an icon for even one of the most famous comedy movies of this generation too?
Oh, it's incredible. Fucking the fact that it's still living on. I'm just so lucky. I'm blessed. There's so much, content out there. Malibu, don't be hating.
I can't tell you how many times we laughed about where'd you get the receipt? Well, I jacked that too.
I jacked that too.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking a little time to hang out with us. It means a lot.
Sledgehammer horror.
So, guys, we are here with Josh Michael, known for The Walking Dead, Last Shift, Intruders, which Last Shift and Intruders are both criminally underrated.
Thanks,
So,
man.
very excited to be here with you. So how's it feel for you doing cons, being here in Michigan?
Dude, I love it. Just especially when you're doing cons, you have a lot of fans that are horror folks. Knowing something like Intruders or Last Shift, a lot of people know me, from Walking Dead. But I had I did 11 episodes on that show. Short life. I end up getting killed. Spoiler alert. So it's nice to have people that appreciate your other work too, and dig that stuff.
And what I love about Last Shift and Intruders is both those movies have this ending that really throws you for a loop.
Sure.
So when you get these movies that when they came out, kind of, were mid-level, but now they've really started to gain this kind of a cult following. What does that feel like for you to see these people that are coming now saying, man, I love Intruders, man, I love Last Shift, these movies mean so much to me?
Oh, it's so cool. I mean, because when you do something and, the initial reaction's cool. Like I did Righteous Gemstones, and you do this is it here. I played a goth raver, Daedalus. Pretty awesome. But you do something like that, and you're like, you kind of hope it'll get a second season, gets a second season, gets a third season, gets a fourth, and then you're in the first season of something that a lot of people are starting to tell their friends about it, being like, hey, you should check out that show or check out that movie. So to finally get some eyes on something that you did, 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, just to have, for it to have legs after the initial reaction where you're like, oh, maybe it wasn't as cool as I thought it was, or maybe it wasn't as well received as I thought it would be. But
it's the Marty McFly thing, maybe you weren't ready for that, but your kids are going to love it. It's been a couple of years now. So our YouTube channel, the big thing we do is we do a thing called My First Horror Movie, where we bring guests on and talk about their first horror movie they watched, what got them started. Do you remember what your first horror movie was?
Yeah, I definitely was Friday the 13th, but not because I wanted to. I grew up. One of my favorite movies, if you could call it horror, I would consider it horror, is Gremlins.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching Gremlins. I was 5, and my aunt I would watch it every day.
Right.
So that truly is my first horror movie. But if we're talking bloody, violent horror, it would be Friday the 13th, and it would be on USA, and I'd be trying to get. I think MTV was channel 36 and USA was 35 or something in Georgia, and I'd always just try and blaze past it, because if I caught a glimpse of Freddy, I'd just fucking no sleep.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge horror fan. I end up in a lot of them,
Which is funny, because I would say being on set for a horror movie is a lot different than watching a horror movie.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I want to thank you for your time,
Thank
Josh.
you so much.
I appreciate you so much. Have a good rest of your trip.
If I can plug Manhunt. I'm in a show called Manhunt on Apple Plus about the Lincoln assassination, and it's awesome. In Renfield, I did a movie called Renfield that I have a little bit part in that I think is awesome for horror fans and vampire fans.
Well, and I will have the Manhunt link down in the description as well, guys.
Hell yeah.
So make sure you're checking the show out. It really means a lot. And again, thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. What's going on, guys? We are here with Spencer, the lead vocalist of Ice Nine Kills. Spencer, how you doing today?
Doing great.
How's Astronomicon treating you so
It's
far?
been amazing. All the fans are great, and it's run really well.
It's awesome to have you back here in Michigan. So, just a big question we wanted to ask. For someone like you, what's the difference between putting on a show and then being with your fans this personally for a convention?
I love it. It gives us a chance to really talk with them, find out how they found out about us and what they like, what their favorite song is. It gives us a little of a more intimate experience.
Right. So one last question for you, because at Sledgehammer Horror, our big thing is we like to find out what people's first horror movie was. What got them started in horror? Do you remember what your first horror movie was?
It was Halloween. Yeah, I begged my parents to let me see it, and I told them I wouldn't get scared, and then I thought Michael was under my bed for about 20 years.
Well, you can't kill the boogeyman. We know that. So
That's
one last
right.
thing. Our daughter sings Assault and Batteries all the time. The only 5-year-old that will sing that song that we know. So we want to thank you for the influence you've had on our kids as well. I hope you have a great rest of your time.
Great. Thanks, buddy.
See ya.
All right, guys, we're here with the amazing Adam Green. How's the con
Amazing.
treating you?
It's only like an hour into it, but so far it has been amazing. Like I always heard about this one. They actually asked me to be at the very first one, and it just never worked out. But then I did Silver Scream last fall, and it's the same people, and that one was like the best one I'd ever been to. And so I'm like, yeah, next Astronomicon, if I can be there, I have to be there. And then thanks to the strike, I can be here. And so every cloud has a silver lining.
Yes.
This has been fantastic.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're here. So I just have one question for you. Do you believe in monsters?
I absolutely believe in monsters.
Okay, I love digging up the marrow. It's so fun. So I just wanted to tell you that. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking with me.
You're welcome.
What is going on, guys? So we are now back at day 2 of Astronomicon. Very excited. What about you?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Hoping to see Kane Hodder today. And there's a couple more people that we'd like to hit up. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing a lot more walking around, seeing the vendors and stuff today, too. So we're very excited. Excited to take you guys on the ride.
Let's go. One of my favorite parts of these cons is all the different cosplayers. I love all the work that they put into their costume, and it's just awesome watching them.
It's such a safe space, and you get to see everybody walking around being respectful, being kind, and just seeing some of the scariest, most amazing people doing their thing is such a fun thing to experience. So make sure you're going out to your local con. Make sure you're checking out the cosplayers, because they put so much time and effort into these things, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So please make sure you're going to your local cons. Make sure you're traveling for your cons and checking them out.
Yeah, it's awesome to be somebody different for the day.
Right, absolutely. So, guys, I am here with the broken one, Matt Hardy. How you doing today, man?
Doing good. I'm not fully broken today, but I still am broken, just from 32 years of doing this insanity.
I understand. So now, you guys were innovators in what you guys did with the high flying and some of the most insane and memorable matches of all time. What are some of your favorite memories from doing what you guys did?
I mean, the first thing that just stands out is winning the tag team titles. That was our goal, right? That's all we wanted to do, win the WWF World Tag Team titles one time. If we did that, we could retire. We were done. Obviously, we did that many times over, but just from that point on, like, things started moving on. We had the tag team ladder match with Edge and Christian. We did things people really hadn't seen before. Jeff and I did a lot of that on the independent circuit, which was cool. We went to the tag team tables match with the Dudleys, and all those elements kind of like created that triangle ladder match, which was pretty much the blueprint for the first TLC match, right? Did the TLC stuff, and one thing I am very proud of and very humbled about is that we created the TLC match, which is a staple of pro wrestling now and will always live on.
It has its own premium live event now.
It does. And, if it's not for the 6 forefathers, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, Bully Ray and Devon, then that doesn't happen. So it's very, very cool.
That's awesome, man. One last question, because I know that you're busy. We run a horror channel, and we run it on my first horror movie. That's what we do. We ask people about the first horror movie experience they had. Do you remember what your first horror movie was?
One of my earliest horror movies was one of the Friday the 13th. I don't think it was the first one. I watched them out of order. It was 3 or 4, but I remember really enjoying it. I was at that age where I could, and then I went back and I watched the whole series. It was actually a Matt fact at one point. It was Matt fact. Matt has seen all the Friday the 13th.
The best slasher franchise. So, Matt, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, buddy. You got it.
What's going on, guys? I am here with a soon-to-be Hall of Famer, not only for professional wrestling, but amateur wrestling as well. Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time world champion, Kurt Angle. Kurt, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's amazing to be here with you. Of all the accolades you've had, world championships, Olympic gold medals, now you get to come here and do these conventions and talk to people. What's it feel like for you to come here and give back to the people that watch you their whole lives?
Well, that's the reason why I do it, is that they've been loyal to me. They're the ones that put food on my table, and to come here and recognize them and be able to be here for them and sign autographs for them to show my appreciation. And not only that, but it makes me feel like Kurt Angle again when I come here, you know. And my wife's always like, "Hey, you go be Kurt Angle on the weekends and during your autograph signings, but when you're at home, you're not Kurt Angle.
Your husband when you're back at home."
Husband, yeah.
Which is funny because we have seen videos, on the internet of you and your wife together. Like, are you going to use your broken neck stuff again and stuff like that? You've become kind of an internet sensation, so it's kind of taking off again with some of the memes. I know you're not a big fan of them, but
I don't mind. I just thought they were making fun of me.
I think they're brilliant. One last question. You've had a lot of things in the WWE, WWF to be on the level of accomplishments, but what do you think your greatest feud in the business was?
Oh, that's tough. I've had many great feuds. Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. But I would have to say my favorite feud would be Brock Lesnar. We really had some classic matches, and that feud was a little bit longer than any other feud.
And it's amazing to go back and rewatch these. So before I let you go, Kurt, we are a horror channel, and we always end these with, we're known for what is your first horror movie. That's what we do on our channel. So I got to know, do you remember the first horror movie that you watched? And if so, what was it?
Friday the 13th. And I was terrified. You know what? I actually loved it, and then I started watching it all the time, every year.
Yeah.
So, it became part of my repertoire, and our family, we would sit down as a family every year during Halloween and watch it. So, horror movies are great, and I think that there are a lot of people that are fans of them, and that's why you have these conventions, and this is for the fans to show their appreciation for all the horror movies.
Well, I think a lot of horror fans and wrestling fans go hand in hand because of the imagination that we use, and it's just the excitement that comes along with it. So, Kurt, I hope you have an amazing rest of your time here at Astronomicon. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So I am here with the amazing Matt Riddle, professional wrestler, amateur wrestler, MMA enthusiast, and just an all-around great guy. So, Matt, how's Astronomicon treating you?
Dude, Astronomicon is sick. It's a good time. I'm big into horror movies, so to have all the horror, actors, and then having all the artwork from horror movies, like the artwork is incredible, and I don't think people understand that. Plus, I got all my wrestling buddies. We got Mick Foley, RVD, Sabu. So we got all Sergeant Slaughter's right over here. So it's sick. It's a good time.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying myself.
Well, and I know that you're a huge fan of horror movies too. Now, is this your first convention, or how many conventions have you done now?
I've done a lot of conventions, but not horror related. So it's usually just pro wrestling or even mixed martial arts. And I've been to a lot of glass shows like Champs and stuff like that. So I've been to conventions like 420 kind of conventions, pro wrestling conventions, MMA conventions. But this is the first time I'm actually being part of kind of the entertainment movie side. And it's my favorite genre, horror.
Right.
So I'm pretty stoked.
This is awesome, man. So we always ask, we're going to get you on the show to talk about in depth about this.
Yes.
But I do want to know, do you remember your first horror movie? And if so, what was it?
Very first horror movie, I don't remember exactly because I watched a lot. My parents did too. But the very first horror movie that I remember and scared me was Candyman. And I know he's here around here somewhere. And I'm just like, when I was a kid, there was nothing scary. This isn't a race thing. Nothing scarier than like a huge black dude with a hook
With a
with
hook
a hand
and the
covered in
bees?
bees. I'm allergic to bees, bro. So I was just like, this guy's like my worst fucking nightmare, man, you know? So that was the first one I really remember. And then they put that opera music in between, like in between the scenes. I'm just like, I should have been watching. I was I think I was 8 or 9 or something. It was not good.
Right.
But now I watched the latest one. It was tight.
Yeah.
And now I'm good. A Farewell to the Flesh, whatever. I can handle it now. I'm grown up.
Well, now I think you can take him now.
I think so. Father Time, me, I think I've got him. But let's not do that.
Right, right. So like I said, we were going to get more into that. I promise you that. So make sure you're following him on social media, and he's going to be on the show here soon. Matt, thank you for your time. All right, guys, so we are here with Vinny. Now, this is one of our favorite stands. We've gotten 2 shirts from here, and these are all original ideas. So what gives you the ideas for your T-shirts?
So there's 3 different designers that are on the table. 2 of them is Kyle Crawford from Electric Zombie.
Okay.
This one, I'm a stoner. I totally fucking forgot. But the rest of them are all designed by me. For me, it all depends. For example, the Barbarian one struck the moment I watched a movie, and then I tried to immediately go to look for some merch.
Yeah.
And there was a lack thereof. And so I decided to put out a Barbarian shirt because it wasn't enough. And
Which I'm glad you did, because I purchased that yesterday because that was my favorite movie of 2022, and this is my favorite Barbarian shirt that I've seen out there today at all. So where can people find you on social media?
Also, you can tell them I paid you to say that.
Checks in the mail, guys.
You can find us at the Horror House Shop. That's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And then we also have a website that we have all our shirts on. It's thehorrorhouseshop.com.
And I'll have all those links down in the description, guys. That way you don't got to go far to look for them. So what else do you do besides shirts?
We have an actual storefront in Chicago.
Okay.
So we have a brick and mortar called The Horror House that we pretty much sell all the stuff and more. It's located in Avondale, Chicago. It's not far from like Kuma's Corner, the Brood Coffee Shop, which is like a horror-themed coffee shop. That's located at 2911 West Belmont Avenue. And we're open Tuesday through Sunday, all year round. Besides that pretty much occupies most of my free time, to be honest.
So if you guys are ever in the Chicago area, make sure you're checking them out. If you can't make it to the Chicago area, make sure you're checking the links in the description so you can become a part of this. Vinny, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
So, guys, another awesome part about doing these cons is you get to go in and watch some of the panels with some of your favorite people on there.
So we got to go see the Scream panel, which was hilarious. And then we also got to see the Dead Mate panel.
Very informative, very awesome. So we're going to show you guys a little piece of both of those. We hope you enjoy it.
Love it, man. It's so good coming to Lenovia. Just say lasagna. It's so good. Detroit, can't say that. It's close enough. But it's great, man. You guys, this is a great mix, like Heather was saying. Wrestling, horror, and screamo music. That was just incredible. And then I came after the scene, I'm like, checked on my mom. I'm like, you okay? She's like, yeah, he's so great. She had a great time with you and the kid. I think my dad was smoking. Yeah, he was a big. When I got killed at the premiere, he walked out. He goes, "You did?" He's from the South. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, cigarette time."
Maybe we'll take a picture with you. You might take your question at the panel. Yeah. We were just in Tampa last week in Espucala, and that's where my mom lives. So she came to the panel, and then we did the Q&A, and she waited in line to ask a question at the mic. And I hope the question wasn't, why won't you call me back? I was like, is this about a text I didn't answer or something? But no, her question was, what was the first horror movie you watched? I was like, Mom, you would have been there. But she had a great time.
I know the answer to that.
But then we stayed with her after that, just down in Tampa, sleeping on her pull-out couch, and then flew directly up here from there.
Through a tornado.
Yeah, the takeoff was in a tornado, so that was really.
One of my favorite parts of these cons is all the different cosplayers. I love all the work that they put into their costume, and it's just awesome watching them.
It's such a safe space, and you get to see everybody walking around being respectful, being kind, and just seeing some of the scariest, most amazing people doing their thing is such a fun thing to experience. So make sure you're going out to your local con. Make sure you're checking out the cosplayers because they put so much time and effort into these things, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So please make sure you're going to your local cons. Make sure you're traveling for your cons and checking them out.
Yeah, it's awesome to be somebody different for the day.
Right, absolutely.
Hey guys, so we're here last day 3 of Astronomicon. It's been a great weekend so far.
We're very, very excited for all the people that are here today. I know that we want to talk to Kane Hodder today, Bill Moseley. There's a couple other people we're really hoping to get. So thank you guys for taking this ride with us. We hope you enjoyed day 3 as well. So now, guys, I'm here with the amazing Bob Elmore. He is on the Mount Rushmore of villains for a lot of people. So when people talk about Leatherface, a lot of the time it's you that they think about, you and Garner, obviously. So what's it feel like to be a part of such an amazing horror franchise?
It's unbelievable. And, Leatherface is an iconic horror figure. It's my good fortune to be in that group. I don't understand it. I really don't. Sometimes I just don't get it. But it's a lot of fun. I love meeting people. And this particular movie, and I tell everybody, it's more popular now than it ever was.
Right.
And it just so happens that Bill Moseley is sitting next, and we tell old war stories every once in a while. But, Leatherface is Leatherface. I love it. Had a blast. No, I did not have a blast doing it. It was probably the hardest job I ever did. So,
Well, and that's what I was going to ask, because this movie really did gain a cult following the older it got. So what's it feel like to look back on it now and be like, you know what, we were doing something right?
No, I thought everybody was crazy then. Are you kidding? No way. I just don't believe. Working with him, because I'm not an actor, but I end up doing everything in the movie for reasons. And to watch him work, I was just dumbfounded.
Right.
So I would get in trouble for not reacting. So I'm just watching.
Just in awe.
Oh, just in awe. I go, oh my God. And that was his first big movie. Caroline Williams' first big one. So, and they still act.
Right.
Today. But the franchise is, like I said, is one of the best. Other than the original, I love that one. It scared the crap out of me. And part 2 is just a whole different world. But it's very, very popular now.
Absolutely. So at Sledgehammer Horror, we're known for asking people what their first horror movie was, the first horror movie they ever watched. That's our big thing with the podcast. So I got to know, do you remember your first horror movie?
Frankenstein, original Universal people.
Yes.
The Mummy, Black Lagoon. What else? Who else was there? Wolfman. Oh my God! Those are my guys.
See, and the big thing is those Universal monsters were your big ones, and now your guys. Your Leatherface, and then you have Michael, Jason, Freddy. That's the Universals for a lot of the people that are my age.
Absolutely. It's very unique to be in that situation. And for me, it is. I love it. Love the people.
And I appreciate your time. I hope you have an amazing rest of your time at Astronomicon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming by.
Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
So I am now here with the amazing, the iconic Bill Moseley. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
I am so excited right now. I could go for a tub of Tutti fucking fruity ice cream, man.
Wow.
So, having you here at this con is so important to all of us because of the impact you've had, not just through Texas Chainsaw and House and Devil's Rejects, but all the amazing things you've done. What's it feel like to be such a big horror icon?
It feels good. Yeah. And I'm really glad to be here in Livonia, Michigan, and I'm really glad that the weather has actually turned sunny and warm.
Yes. Friday, not so much today.
Yeah, that was a little tough.
So at Sledgehammer Horror, the big thing we're known for is talking to people about the first horror movie they watched, what it meant to them. So do you remember what the first horror movie you watched was?
Yes, I was about 6 years old. I was visiting my grandmother in New York City, and she took me to The Blob.
Awesome.
And it was first run, I think it was 1956 or 7, whatever it was. And Steve McQueen, The Blob, and just scared the crap out of me.
Amazing practical effects that hold up even to this day when you see the blob jump up the stick.
Yes.
Man, I do want to say thank you so much for taking some time out to talk to us. You've been an inspiration on us for a very long time.
Oh, good.
We love you at the channel. So.
And let me also point out that when I finally got to Hollywood back in 1986 or 7, the first movie job I got in Hollywood, this was after Texas Chainsaw 2, was The Blob.
The Blob remake. And it's funny
Yeah.
because we just did a Versus episode on that. You guys can check that out. And in the episode, we talk about how we freaked out when we saw you on screen with that cameo. We were like, oh my God, it's Bill Moseley. You know, you go back and rewatch these now. So how was that? I wanted to know my first horror movie blast question, but now I got to know. You know, your horror life started with The Blob. How did it feel to be a part of that remake?
It felt good. I mean, it felt good because I did a good audition for Chuck Russell, the director. And I was so excited when I got home. I had a daughter, probably a little younger than yours there. But she and her mom and I formed a rumble line. And we went around the apartment going, I got a job on The Blob. Yeah. I got a job on The Blob. Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
It's good for the whole family.
Absolutely. And that's what it all comes down to at the end. The most important thing in the world is them. So.
Well, sometimes.
I know you got a line for me, so I want to thank you. Have a great rest of your
pleasure.
time.
Thank you very much.
Tired.
She's always tired. Hey guys, I'm here with the icon, Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder, how has this weekend been for you here at Astronomicon?
I always love this show. I mean, everyone involved with it, Twisted, George, everybody, Dustin. I've known them all for many years, so I always have a good time coming here.
Awesome. We're glad you're here. So I just have a question for you.
Yes.
So you are the man behind the mask, the one that makes Jason Voorhees, when people think of him, they think of you. How does it feel to be associated with this iconic franchise?
Well, I mean, obviously it's an honor to have played a character that you used to be a fan of. First 6 movies, I was a fan. I just liked seeing what would happen. And then suddenly I was playing the character. So I said, this is a chance of a lifetime. I have to do whatever I can because nobody else has done more than 1 movie. So I'll probably only do 1. That's what I figured.
Mm-hmm.
And when it kept continuing, I just was like, felt so lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to thank you for just putting in the extra effort, really making Jason come alive. Like, I know that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into him. So
I do, but yeah, thank you.
yeah. On our podcast, we ask everyone what was your first horror movie? Do you remember what your first horror movie was?
Yes, but it's going to show my age, but it doesn't matter, I guess.
That's okay.
The Birds.
The Birds. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Love
My
that.
favorite of all time is The Exorcist, but that was later.
Yeah.
But The Birds, when I was a kid, man, scared the hell out of me.
I bet.
When they showed that lady with her eyes pecked out, I had nightmares about it. And I thought, I'm amazed that a movie can have that effect. So I always kept that in my mind.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out to talk to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we are finally home from Astronomicon weekend.
It's been a really great weekend. We were able to interview some really great guests. We were able to meet a lot of awesome people. The vendors were really cool. There were so many cool different vendors that we've seen, as well as the cosplayers. So we had a great weekend.
We did have an amazing weekend. We cannot stress this enough. If you guys can make it out to a con, please do. It's an amazing experience, not just to meet your favorite celebrities, but to be able to mingle with all the other people that are there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Our links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.